Ron Ritter. I'm a senior associate within the organization Search Associates. We're very pleased at Search Associates to be sponsoring the Child Protection Symposium, and we're very pleased to see you here. At this point, I'd like to ask you, like the remarkable Kevin Bartlett, and he is remarkable, I'd like to ask you to help me get a little information about you. So, if you have ever in the past been involved in some form of staff recruitment, that means you were a direct recruiter, you were on an interviewing panel, maybe you reviewed CVs. This could be for a teacher position, an administrator position, local staff or office staff, teacher assistant. If you've ever had any of those roles, would you please stand up? If you, please stay standing, and if you someday would like to or hope to be in that same position I've just described, to be involved in some way in some staff recruitment, deciding, who joins your school, please stand up if you'd like to do that in the future. Now that's interesting in itself. I see there's hesitation out there. Well-placed hesitation. Before you go down that route, think about what you're doing. Last question is, if you would like to, those of you who are standing, if you would like to use the most effective methods possible to recruit and appoint the very best possible staff members, please stay standing. Yeah, that was a no-brainer. Okay, so I see you've given me this information. There's a significant portion of our audience that's interested in doing the very best possible job of getting the very best staff members in your schools. Let's keep that in mind. Thank you very much. The reason I did that is because Peter Bateman asked me to begin with just a few minutes on, how can Search Associates, how does Search Associates support learning in your schools, in AISA schools? And the answer is the same as for any other recruitment agency. When we succeed in helping you get the very best teachers or other staff members working with your kids, that's how we support student learning. That's what we want. Just a quick aside, some of the other words you hear in Skype interviews or at recruitment fairs, there's something else. Maybe they're subsidiary, maybe they're secondary, maybe they play into this, but it's not the main way that we at Search and the other recruitment agencies support student learning. When you hear about best fit, good match, working on the jigsaw puzzle, to some extent, if you haven't figured this out already, that's a euphemism for you're not the best teacher we think we can get. And that's what the school should be doing, and it's in terms of what do we do to support learning in your schools, that's what recruitment agencies should be doing. And of course, a piece of that within that bigger issue is how do you get the best staff members in terms of not just avoiding problems with child protection, but strengthening child protection at your school. And when we look at some of these, I'll talk a little bit more about in my section of the plenary. But that's my basic answer to Peter's question. And at this point, I'd like to introduce the facilitator, moderator of our panel, Doug Walker. Thanks very much for coming.